undefeated with 26 wins, 24 of those wins by the KO round. He is rated #1 by the WBA. Here is the dynamic Mike Tyson.
Apple juice.
The most expensive heavyweight fighter, the strongest puncher, the best in many other ways.
So counter right hand by Mike Tyson is invited.
You can't even see that shit
In
coming.
this video, we're going to recall the 15 best knockouts performed by Tyson and enjoy every moment.
Mike Tyson, one of my favorite boxers.
Mike learned his signature
Not
style,
one, my
characterized
first
by
favorite
its
boxer.
speed and explosive sharp blows, from Cus D'Amato. This style manifested itself from the beginning of Mike's professional career and was especially evident in the 15 most powerful knockout blows he delivered. One of his early fights is no exception, his bout with Marvis Frazier in 1986. At that time, Marvis was a promising boxer, with a record of 16-1. Everyone expected a legendary spectacle from the fight. Tyson moved his opponent into a corner and delivered a right uppercut, followed by a series of 5 powerful blows. Frazier falls, and the referee starts counting. Only 30 seconds have passed from the start of the fight.
How much I have to pay y'all to get in the ring with Mike
unconscious.
Tyson?
The
Let me know in
referee
the comments
stops
below.
counting. It took several minutes for Frazier to come to his senses. It's not without good reason that this hard
You
knockout
have to pay me
is
about a
called
good
one of the most
500 million.
spectacular in Iron Mike's career.
Take a knockout.
Give me
from that
first your
nigga.
reaction to the fight. The fight, I was confident. I trained real hard with my trainer, Kevin Rooney, who I owe a great deal to. And I came out, I was confident. I knew the fight. I felt the deep in my heart. I was going to stop him in the first round.
Did you know from watching tapes of him that you could hit him with the uppercut?
No, that's my favorite punch. And I watched the time, and I knew from my trainer telling me, as he throws his punches, he bends down. And I knew that would be perfect for my uppercut. I planned on working the body more, but I saw the opportunity, and it looked too good to go away.
Shout out to Mike Tyson.
In September 1986, Mike Tyson entered the ring against Alfonso Ratliff. The fight against
I seen this
Alfonso
shit
was the last
on
before
YouTube.
Mike's first championship title fight
This
with
nigga
Trevor
knockouts is
Burbank.
like,
Tyson quickly
golly,
figured
bro.
out his rival,
So
demonstrating
different.
the brilliant technique that distinguished him from his early years in the professional ring. After waiting a moment, Mike dodges to the left
Listen.
and throws a powerful left hook into Ratliff's jaw. Alfonso falls to the floor. He gets up on one knee and waits until the referee counts to 9 before he stands. Mike rushes to finish the fight and shoots a series of 8 hits. Ratliff barely escapes in the clinch. After the referee separates the fighters, Tyson begins beating Ratliff near the ropes and ends up finishing him in the second round.
Danny Kerr looking very closely.
The bicycle had a flat tire.
Tyson's strength is both impressive and terrifying. Our next example is the
Facts.
fight with Trevor Burbank in November of '86.
My
At
uncle
that
has to know
time,
in person.
Trevor was the
Oh, this
reigning
is the-
heavyweight champion
This
of
shit
the
is
world.
funny. He fucked this dude. This dude was, I don't know where he was at, bro.
At the end of the first round, Burbank is on the verge of a knockout. He has already missed several incoming hard
Fucked him
punches,
up.
but is still on his feet. At the beginning of the second round, Tyson knocks him down and
Watch
continues
this
the
shit.
attack with an uppercut to the jaw, then a left hook to the head.
Ugh.
Burbank tries 3 times to get up, but keeps falling back to the floor. The referee
Look.
stops the fight. The result is a technical knockout, making Tyson the youngest world heavyweight champion.
Boy, ain't no way. Boy, ain't no way. You have to pay
Iron
me half
Mike is
this out.
famous for the brutal power he used against his opponents. In the fight with Pinklin Thomas on May 30th, 1987, this was especially noticeable. By this time, Pinklin had only 1 loss on his record, to Trevor Burbank, who was defeated by Tyson earlier. The fight began with an explosion of side hits from Mike, but Pinklin resisted. Thomas lasted until the 6th round, when Tyson threw a devastating series of uppercuts and hooks with both hands, dropping Thomas to the canvas. It was a brutal and absolute victory. In his autobiography, Tyson later said that he hit Pinklin with everything he had, not caring what would happen to him.
Would y'all care? Would y'all? How much would they have to pay y'all to get in the ring with Iron Mike Tyson? I get in a ring like this.
It wasn't until a couple years into owning our RV that we came across RV Share and realized that we could make money with this asset, especially when we're not using it. And I think they really nailed it when they created their platform. You can create your listing for your RV in 30 minutes or less.
Once and for all was the title listed on the posters about the fateful fight of the two undefeated heavyweight champions, Michael Spinks and Mike Tyson. In 1988, this was perhaps the most important event in the world of professional boxing. Tickets cost more than $1,500, and such celebrities as Madonna, Oprah Winfrey, and Sylvester Stallone came to see the spectacle.
Sylvester Stallone, Adrian.
The hall was full of stars.
Adrian.
Now watch Tyson jump right into his chest.
Hey, this dude, he took this dude to a whole nother dimension too.
In the middle of the first round, Tyson throws an uppercut to the chin using a right hook. Spinks falls. The referee counts to 3, and he rises.
He rolls like it was
right
nothing.
combination to the head, and Spinks again is lying on the canvas. 91 seconds into round 1, and the fight is over. The fight became not only known for its short duration, but also for the staggering fees paid to the boxers, $22 million and $13.5 million. The Ring magazine named this one-round fight the fight of the year.
You gotta know, boy. To know you about to get in that ring and know you was coming for you.
Many of Tyson's opponents were knocked out for the first
you
time
wanna
in
feel that
fights with
wrath.
him. The same happened in the
wrath.
fight with another boxing icon,
How much
Larry
money will it
Holmes.
take to feel
Before
that?
the start of the fight, Holmes insulted Tyson several times, and this did not set well with Tyson.
You know.
During the fight, Iron Mike showed animal
Oh my
aggression
God.
in all its glory. The fight ended in the 4th round, delivering an extremely humiliating defeat for Holmes, who was knocked down 3 times. In the end, after the knockout, Larry had an episode of fainting and shock. He needed a doctor to get up. Larry Holmes subsequently considered this fight his only defeat and called Tyson a real champion. The Hard Way
Sorry
Back
about that.
was the name given to Tyson's fight with Alex Stewart.
Shit happens.
After suffering a defeat in the fight with Buster Douglas, losing his title, and damaging his reputation, Tyson actively tried to restore both, and he succeeded. 10 seconds into the fight, and Stewart was knocked down with 2 speedy right punches. He got up on the count of 5 and was knocked down again about a minute in. A quick left hook at 2.5 minutes marked the 3rd knockdown. With this, Tyson won by a technical knockout.
Mike Tyson, what the
Another
fuck we
brilliant
are?
victory on his way back to the top.
I love the Mike Tyson, man. He's my favorite boxer, bro. Yeah, Oscar De La Hoya, James Toney. Come on, bro. I know my boxers, bro. I used to box.
August 1995. Tyson's fighting style had changed. His peekaboo style was replaced with a stronger punch and attack and more caution on approach and defense.
Oh, nigga, see that nigga left
His first
hand.
successful fight after prison was with Buster Mathis Jr., an undefeated boxer at the time. The start of the fight was rather slow. Buster successfully evaded punches and used dodge and clinch tactics for the first 2 rounds. Despite this, the 3rd round was completed with a series of the strongest uppercuts from Tyson. Mathis fell to the canvas. The referee counted to 10, a victory by knockout for Tyson.
Mike, did you expect him to come straight at you the way he did? Did you expect him to try and crowd you and walk into your power?
I expect him to do many things. I expect him to move around, run to the table back, and I expect him to smother me because he's been very successful. But I'm very familiar with his style of fighting. I was raised, and I'm the best at that style of fighting. I knew every move he was making. That's how come when I did a couple of particular moves, he was stunned. He didn't expect them.
Yes, you was, Iron Mike. He was a man, bro. Hey, I'm actually about to try this game. They look cool as fuck. Look at that. Colorful games. Those so many options they give you type of games. Enough of that.
In September 1996, Tyson's fight with Bruce Seldon was one of the shortest heavyweight title fights in boxing history, lasting only 1 minute and 49 seconds. Tyson immediately attacked aggressively. Seldon tried to throw a flurry of left jab punches and used his signature tactics, but Tyson easily dodged the attack. In the middle of the round, Seldon was knocked down with a left hook, followed immediately by a straight right.
Like
the boxer got up to the count of 8 and continued the fight, but was again knocked down by a left hook. Bruce got back to his feet but lost his balance. Referee Richard Steele stopped the fight and awarded Tyson the win by TKO, making him a 3-time world heavyweight champion. The end of the 90s was not an easy time for Tyson. After a stint in prison and the revocation of his boxing license due to the fight with Holyfield, the frequency of his fights changed. About once every 6 months, he held fights with high-ranking athletes. One of these fights was with Francois Bate. Mike had been preparing for only a month and a half, apparently underestimating his opponent. Bate had the advantage during the first 4 rounds and led over Tyson, who seemed to be unsure of himself. Several times, the fight went past the bell, and the fighters had to be separated.
So he underestimated his opponent, so this is what he get for underestimating his opponent. It's not studying his opponent, you know. So he don't really have no strategy. So now he has a competition to where he going through rounds and rounds and rounds where he's not used to. He used to knocking you out in the first round, bro. Real shit.
Bate began to taunt Tyson, which angered him. Francois was sure of his victory until, in the 5th round, a short right blow from Tyson sent Bate to the canvas. A brilliant knockout turned the fight around.
Was that his esophagus? It was like in here though, like chin.
January 2000, Tyson fights in Europe against the champion of Great Britain, Julius Francis. The European public is sure of Francis's victory, with newspapers even paying huge sums to advertise on Francis's shoes. However, as is often the case with professional boxing, expectations do not always match reality.
I love you too, bro. Ooh. You don't even see him, don't they? Like, this nigga be in the Super Saiyan form, bro. Super Saiyan, bro.
Julius fell twice during the first round. After a fifth fall, the referee stopped the fight in the second round. The fight ended with a knockout at 58 seconds in round 2.
Round 2.
In mid-2000, a fight with Lou Savarese took place, which left a mark in Tyson's record as one of the fastest in his career.
Shake hands. Good luck to you both.
This is where Iron Mike's famous aggression came into play. The fight began with a powerful hook from Tyson, with which he knocked Lou down. Lou got up, but Mike rushed to finish him off. The referee tried to stop the fight, but Tyson got so carried away that he hit the referee in the back of the head. The fighters were separated, and Tyson was awarded victory by a technical knockout.
I just heard a gunshot, bro.
Everyone expected the fight with Polish boxer Andrew Galata to be aggressive, since both fighters were known for rough tactics. Galata was known for low blows, and Tyson for fighting after the bell. Tyson started the fight with his characteristic aggression. Galata made good use of the left jab and his height advantage. In the last 30 seconds, Tyson threw several strong punches, one of which hit the target. Next, another powerful right cross, and Galata was on the floor, bleeding from a cut over his left eye. After the first round, Galata twice asked his trainer to stop the fight. Between the second and third rounds, Galata told his corner that he would not continue and began walking around the ring. Despite the encouragement of his coach and attendants, Galata refused to continue the fight. After the third bell, the referee raised Tyson's hand, a technical knockout. Spectators would remember this spectacle for a long
Look how big that
time.
nigga was. I mean, he was only in his prime. I mean, he was in his
October
20s, bro. Early
2001,
20s.
another fight outside the U.S. The fight was with the Danish fighter Brian Nielsen, who was known as one of the dirtiest fighters. 25,000 spectators came to watch this fight. From the first round, Nielsen was under a hail of blows from Tyson. In the third round, Tyson hit Nielsen below the belt, clearly causing him great pain. The fight resumed, but the situation did not change. And after the sixth round, Nielsen refused to continue the fight. An impressive fee of $13 million and a technical knockout again went to
That's because how
Iron
hard
Mike.
he hit, bro. And in the Super Saiyan form,
The
see how
last
far,
knockout
see how
in
hard he hit him, and
Tyson's
see how
professional
far he fell
career
back.
was in a fight
Like,
with Clifford Etienne on February 22nd,
this
2003.
big ass Mortal Kombat Jack.
Etienne at the time was one of the most spectacular boxers of the early 2000s.
That's
According
Jax
to the
versus
ring, there were rumors about Tyson's poor physical
Clone
fitness,
Jax.
and reporters were constantly looking for new gossip. The fight was one of the shortest held by Tyson. After a rather slow start,
Shortest.
he threw a right hook that
Damn.
knocked Clifford to the floor.
I ain't like that nigga leg, bro.
Counted to 10,
Guess what?
but Etienne was still on the floor. At 49 seconds of the first round, Etienne was knocked out, concluding Mike's legendary knockouts.
Good sportsmanship.
Tyson is an
Mike.
impressive and intimidating fighter.
I love
He
him, bro.
received the
He's
title
always
of the
my favorite
cruelest
boxer,
fighter
bro.
for a reason, and it's easy to see why after what we have
That's how it
witnessed
was.
today. What do you think of the boxing
I ain't saying
legend?
because of inspiration,
Please
but
let us know in the comments, and
I
don't
studied
forget
Mike
to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel.
Hey. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, please. I appreciate it. Show some love, man. I've been through a lot, you know. I lost my dog. I lost my uncle the next week. That's why I haven't been uploading. You know, we all got loved ones, man. Even animals. I didn't realize my dog loved me that much. Like, the first dog I ever had of my own. That first pet. Besides, like, I love lizards, you know, it's easy to take care of. But like a dog, it hit me different. Especially when I lost him. And there was nothing I could do. You know, I lost my uncle the next week. So make sure you guys, if you love somebody deeply and they still in your mind, and you always wake up thinking about them, you want to check up on them, make sure you continue doing that. Make sure you tell them every day you love them too, because this year, 2022, it's bad. It's like the end of times almost. We're losing a lot of levels. We're just losing a lot of things in front of our eyes right now. You know, I pray that we all live happy lives, spiffy lives, you know. But rest in peace on my dog, Zeke. That's what I named him, Zeke. Rest in peace on my uncle. I love you. You know, I know God gave you your wings, and you gained your way into heaven, man. Along with my grandmother and everybody. So if you guys ever lost somebody, man, you upset, you know, just realize they somewhere better. They don't have to suffer, they don't have to go through no pain. We all, one day, we live to die. You know, keep that in mind. So make the best of your life. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, Spiffy Gang, aka Cario Reacts. If you like this video, leave a thumbs up. Hey, Mike Tyson's a beast, bro. He's a beast. But I appreciate y'all, man. Just hit the thumbs up on my video, man. Show some love. Subscribe.